There, welcome to Chapter 12, Section 6, where we're talking about surface area and volume of solids. In this section, we're going to talk about area and volume of spheres, and actually, we're going to include hemispheres in this section as well. So, just a little bit of vocabulary here. The great circle is a circle formed when a plane intersects a sphere with the center on the plane. So when you can have multiple great circles, but you have to just make sure that you're cutting the sphere in half. So that great circle would be considered here. But we know it's the great circle because the center of the sphere is included in that great circle. It also, we can remember, it is the base of our hemisphere as well, which hemisphere we'll get to, but you may have heard that vocab before. A pole is just the pole endpoints of the diameter of the great circle. So have the endpoints of the diameter are on the great circle. So it will go through the center and it will have its endpoints on the great circle. Hemisphere is just one of the two congruent parts of which the great circle separates a sphere. So think if you cut a cantaloupe in half, you would want to go directly down the middle to cut that evenly to scoop out the seeds. When we're talking about the globe, we have the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, which means that we have on Earth equal parts. So a hemisphere is not only half of the sphere, but it also includes a circle, which is great. All right, formulas. We've had a lot of formulas in chapter 12. So surface area of a sphere, and remember, area is in units squared. So that is also how I remember what its formula is. My surface area equals 4 pi r squared. And because I'm in unit squared, I'm going to say r squared. A fun fact, think about an orange as a sphere. If you would draw the great circle, so put that orange down on a piece of paper and draw around it 4 times, and then you peeled that orange all the way off into little bitty pieces, that orange peel would actually fill up 4 of those great circles. And that is how they get the surface area formula. All right, let's practice our formula. Sum the surface area of the sphere round to the nearest tenth. So remember, surface area in these little boxes you need to fill out. To write your formula, the better you memorize it. 4 pi squared. So 4.5 would be our radius, so we can just plug in 4 pi. The only thing that is squared is the radius, the very same thing when we just talked about the circle formula. So if I plug that into my calculator, I get 254.5 inches squared. All right, stop the video and do your first checkpoint. There is your answer. All right, well, what if we needed to find the surface area of a sphere? What do you think that formula would be? The surface area of the entire sphere is 4 pi r squared. I need to take half of that because my sphere is half of my hemisphere is half of my sphere, but that only covers this part. But I need to add in my great circle. So I actually need to add pi r squared because that would be my base of my hemisphere. So I have 2 pi r squared plus a base pi r squared. My hemisphere as 3 total pi r squared. That is using, make sure you guys ask that one. All right, so we're going to use 2 pi r squared for our hemisphere. So we would take 3 pi, my radius is 3.7 squared. Remember, the radius is the only thing that is squared. And I come out with 129.0 millimeters squared. All right, what if we have another type of problem? I need to find the surface area of a sphere if the circumference of the great circle is 10 pi feet. All right, so we have to remember circumference is 2 pi r, or pi d, pi times my diameter. So I need to break down the circumference to get my radius or to get my diameter, because then I will need to plug in my formula of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. All right, so starting out with my circumference is 2 pi r. I'm going to solve for my radius, so I'm going to include 10 pi equals 2 pi r. I'm going to divide both sides by 2 pi. You can do a divide by pi if you want to. My pi's cancel. 10 divided by 2, so my radius becomes 5. And now I can plug into my surface area formula as 4 pi 5 squared. So 4 times 25 gives me 100 pi. You can leave it as that in feet squared, or you can simplify it to 314.2 feet squared. Either answer would be acceptable. All right, last one, another type of problem. Find the surface area of a sphere if the area of the great circle is 220 meters squared. So we're dealing with area here. So the area of the circle, regular circle, is pi r squared. We have to remember those two. So I'm going to plug in 220 equals pi r squared. I need my radius to make sure I can solve for my surface area. I'm going to divide both sides by pi. Remember to round to 4 decimal places at the problem to get 70.028, and I'm going to do 1/7 equals r squared. Get rid of my squared. I'm going to square root. So my radius becomes 8.368. Now I can plug that into my surface area. Remember, my surface area of a sphere. Make sure that you are remembering to look at what you're working with. 4 pi r squared. So I would say 4 pi 8.368 squared. Or you could actually just use this number. That would be fine as well. My answer is 878 meters squared. All right, go ahead and stop the video and do your next 3 checkpoints. Here are your answers. Remember, you can stop the video at any time, go as fast as you want to, as slow as you want to, whatever is preferable to you. All right, we're going to talk about volume. Remember, volume is what fills up the solid. Surface area is just what's on the surface. So 4/3 pi r cubed. Remember that in volume, my units are cubed, so that makes it easy to remember that my volume is going to be in cubed. So before we go anywhere else, what would be my formula for the hemisphere? So half of 4/3 pi r cubed. Now you have to include the great circle because it's already included in the volume. It's in there. 4/3 1/2 actually gives me my 2/3 cubed to be my volume for a hemisphere. right, so keep those two in mind. All right, find the volume of a sphere with the great circle circumference as 30 pi. All right, so we know how to do that. Circumference is 2 pi r. And I need my radius to solve for my volume of my sphere. So I know I need to be at 4/3 pi r cubed, and I'm missing my radius, so I need to say my circumference is 30 pi equals 2 pi r. Divide both sides by 2 pi. You could do it at a time. My pi cancel, so I get 15 equals my radius. So then I'm just going to plug it back in to say 4/3 pi times 15 cubed. Remember, the radius is the only thing that is cubed, and I get 14,137.2 centimeters cubed. Make sure that you are cubing those units. All right, find the volume of our hemisphere with the diameter of 6 feet. So volume of the hemisphere, remember, is 2/3 pi r cubed. Diameter, I need my radius, so I need to say my radius here is 3. Cut it in half. So plugging it back in, 2/3 pi times 3 cubed. The radius is the only thing that is cubed, which gives me 56.5 feet cubed. Make sure you are cubing it. I have a hard time sometimes remembering that. All right, go ahead and stop this video and do your 2 checkpoints. And here are your answers and work. All right, and last page, some real world examples. The stone sphere in Costa Rica were made from forming boulders into spheres. One of the stone spheres has a volume of 36,000 pi cubic inches. What is the diameter? Okay, so we have that volume. So if I start out with volume, I know I have a sphere, not a hemisphere, so I need to put 4/3 pi r cubed. All right, and I have volume, so I need to know what the diameter is. So obviously I need to solve for the radius, and then, of course, multiply it by 2. So I'm just going to plug in 36,000 pi equals 4/3 pi r cubed. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3/4. Get rid of my fraction. So that cancels over here. 3 times 36,000. Then I'm going to divide it by 4. Gives me 27,000 pi equals pi r cubed. Divide both sides by pi. Get rid of those pi, so that will be easy. So I have 27,000 equals r cubed. Now, you can cube root both sides, not square root, cube root. If you go to math, and I think it's number 4, and that then you will put in your number and push enter. You get your radius to become 630, and to get my radius, or diameter, what it's asking me for, I'm going to multiply it by 2. So my diameter is 60 inches. All right, go ahead and stop this video and try your hemisphere. Check the progress. Here you go. And last but not least, we have a couple seconds of surface area. The center of a sphere is 4 pi r cubed squared. Surface area of our hemisphere is 3 pi r squared. You can't forget that base. Sphere's volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. Don't forget that. And hemisphere's volume is 2/3 pi r cubed. All right, hope you enjoyed. See you back next